I'm Michael Lister, and this is my writing room. This is my library, my sanctuary, and my writing room. This is where I am spending nearly all day, every day, working on my books, praying, meditating, studying, reading. This is where all of that goes on. And I just wanted to take a few minutes and share it with you. And the things in it, the books, the photography, the art objects, the altar, the sacred objects are things that I have gathered really over the course of a lifetime. Definitely some of the earliest things in here go back to my early adolescence, at least, maybe earlier. This is I live in an old house that was built in '67, and this was the formal living room, something that I certainly didn't see a need for. So the very first thing I did in this house was convert this in '97, convert this into my office library. And there was old carpet on the floor, and I was in such a hurry to get in that I cleaned it and moved everything and moved all these bookcases and books in, only later to discover that the cleaning of the carpet just was not, they didn't get it. So the first thing I did was left the bookshelves in place and just cut out the carpet and the everything but what was under the bookshelves. And then I laid rugs down. And then recently we just laid hardwood in here and repainted and sort of refinished the room, something that needed doing for a long time. So here it is, my writing room. I hope you like the little tour. I hope you enjoy it. One of the things I'm going to do on this little tour is to snap a shelfie and actually not only show you some of the books that are on my shelves, but my books that are on my shelves. My shelfie. So here it is, my library and writing room. I was going to take just a couple of minutes and give you the grand tour. Why don't I start with my chair? So here is my writing area. Got some hardwood that we laid recently, and rug on which sits my very expensive, well, expensive to me, writing chair. I have had this chair for, oh my goodness, probably 12 years maybe. Have written in it that long. It is very, very comfortable, and I like it a lot. And I have spent countless hours sitting in it writing. These chairs were actually in the Panama City Mall on display for you to try out, and I sat in one and really liked it, and so I went to Airport Furniture, which sold them, to get a black one to go into my office. And the style that I could afford, they didn't have black. They could get it, but because particularly at that time, but maybe even still, I'm not the most patient person on the planet, I opted with this color. On top of it is my computer, my laptop, which is in my lap for hours and hours and hours each day. Right now, as I shoot this, I am writing the 9th John Jordan novel, which is called Blood Moon. I am editing the next one to come out, which is Blood Money. And I'm also editing The Big Bout, which is the 4th Jimmy Riley noir novel. Right next to my chair, there's a fan, of course. I'm always hot. And there is some music that I write to. There's some jazz playing right now on vinyl. and that is most often what is playing here. There's a little Miles Davis over there. The two things I listen to the most, besides jazz on vinyl, is this soundtrack. It's the Human Stain soundtrack. I absolutely love it. I listen to it in that old CD player right there. And what I've listened to more than anything else on this little CD player here is Grant Green's, no, the first track on Grant Green's Idle Moments, which I love. And of course, everywhere there are books, books and books and books. Director's chair. Actually found that in the little town that I live in, Weehawken, at Q's Furniture. It was I think like $20, and I could not pass it up. I love it. Love the way it looks. Got a couple of typewriters. This small Royal I've had the longest, and then I was given this one for my birthday 2 or 3 years ago. Shout out to Suze Wyndham. Thank you so much. I love it. A couple of writers on the wall. Of course, we got Robert B. Parker there. We got Hemingway and Philip Roth, John Updike, and then some of their books are here under them. There's some Updike and Philip Roth there, and Hemingway is further down. Robert B. Parker, all those signed first editions of his books. Signed first editions of James Lee Burke's Dave Robichaux series. Signed first of Michael Conley's novels, mostly Harry Bosch, but there's some other things mixed in there as well. Some Raymond Chandler. Got Graham Greene down there, and there's a picture of the man, Graham Greene. And then here is my shelfie. I'm going to open this up where you can see. So, top shelf is my John Jordan series, the Blood series. Starts with Power in the Blood. Down here is the advanced review copies and the first hardcover published by Pineapple Press. And then there's a more recent edition of Power in the Blood paperback. And then Blood of the Lamb that Bleak House Books did. And then Flesh and Blood that Pottersville Press did. And The Body and the Blood, which 5 Star did. And then Blood Sacrifice and Rivers to Blood with the old covers. All those are the old covers that Pulpwood Press did. And then here, starting with Innocent Blood, the most recent one, are the new covers that I absolutely love. They match. You have the element from the front cover on the spine, which I love that. So that's the John Jordan ones, and very soon Blood Money and Blood Moon will be joining them. And then the Jimmy Riley series here. The Big Goodbye, The Big Beyond, The Big Hello. Carrie's Gift, Separation Anxiety, limited edition of Double Exposure. Thunder Beach, A Certain Retribution, Another Quiet Night, Desperation, Burnt Offerings, Double Exposure, the original edition that Tyrus Books did, and then there's the limited edition with the Michael Conley intro and signed by him, and the pictures from the release and the play and everything, and Pulpwood Press did. And then here, this is very cool, this is the German edition of Double Exposure. That's what it looks like. I think that is very cool. And the German edition of burnt offerings. I like that a lot too. And the advanced review copies and various things. And a little lower down, I've got some of my nonfiction, Finding the Way Again, The Meaning of Life in Movies, Meaning Every Moment. Some short story collections, Delta Blues, Florida Heat Wave, and then Mystery Muses and Florida Crime Writers, that some nonfiction work I've done. And then further down is just more of the same, some duplicate copies of first editions and advanced review copies and things that I am holding on to. So that is my shelfie. Then we have some Hitchcock books. Some books. Oh, check this out. By the way, up there, I love her. Look at that. She's beautiful, isn't she? Formed by letters. All kinds of letters. And then here's books about books. Books about living with books and collecting books and reading books. Cool stuff. Another typewriter. This was actually my mom's as a college student. I think it's like seems like a late 60s, maybe 60s or 70s typewriter. A little more Hitchcock stuff in here. More Hitchcock books, and then books on film noir. And a couple more writers, James Lee Burke and Robert Parker up there. And then of course more books. More and more books. We've got some Larry McMurtry, Lonesome Dove, and Hemingway, and Scott Turow, John Sanford. A little bit of Stephen King. I started collecting them at one time and then stopped, and this is what I have left. Ian McEwan and Richard Ford and Walter Mosley, great writers. Some Saul Bellow, some Jimmy Carter and Pat Conroy, and then Dennis Lehane and Thomas Harris. Good stuff. And then we have Frederick Buechner. That whole shelf is Frederick Buechner. This whole shelf, or most of this shelf, is Thomas More. Those are two of my favorite inspirational writers of all time. Some Scott Peck, father of the self-help revolution down there. Some Dr. King, and then some general inspirational how-to kind of stuff down there. And then what do we have over here? Dr. Dan gave me that picture of the Fiesta for my birthday. I love that. I got my little Mustang shelf going there, some books and little replica cars. Rosie the Riveter watching on. Keep an eye on everything. Then I got Dr. King. I love that picture. Love that picture. What a man. And then Shakespeare is actually sitting there watching over some Shakespeare editions down there on the floor in front of him. And then, like I said, more books. Got some true crime and research kind of stuff up there. Reading edition of fiction. Unlike over here where it's signed first editions that are collectible that I'm not going to actually damage by reading. I have duplicates, and so I have all kind of reading editions of books. There's some Father Greeley up there and some G.K. Chesterton. Some John Irving and Zadie Smith. Zadie rocks. Got some pulp and noir mixed in there. Really nice stuff. And got the first 50 editions of Hard Case Crimes novels there. Some August Wilson plays and just some general mixed in all kind of stuff. Then I've got my theology books. Got this whole wall. Try to back up a little. That whole wall there is lots and lots of my theological textbooks and study guides, things like that. Got an altar down there in front of it with things I've collected for a very long time now, over the years. Very often when I'm writing in here, I have these candles and incense burning, and really like that image of Jesus, or that group. I really like this one. The Buddhas, I have several I like. I think the one where he's bent over laughing with his hands in his face in his hands is my favorite. A lot of these objects were given to me over the years, and of course some of them I got. Have my writing books are here. This entire shelf actually starts here. By the way, that pulpwood truck up there, that loaded log truck that you see, was built by inmates. I think that's pretty cool. Writing books starts here, goes over here, down, 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 down. Pictures of the kids, more and more books. A table made of books and the covers of my novels on top. An image that was in double exposure. The Last Kiss, or Kiss the War Goodbye, I guess it is. Some things from my days as a chaplain. Some books about prison and crime. A plaque I was given by Calhoun Correctional Institution. The actual wooden plaque made by inmates that was on my desk in the prison. More books and books and books, and more books about books and reading books, and that Pat Conroy, My Reading Life, is really good. Some paperbacks. I don't read a lot of mass market paperbacks. I don't care for them, the feel, but anyway, that's those. And then some more Shakespeare and some how-to and research kind of things. Next to my air conditioner, again, I'm pretty hot natured, are some pictures from the Big Hello stage play. Pretty cool stuff. I like that a lot. Then this desk here is with this beautiful Mac on it. Actually, this desk came out of Weewah Hardware, which is where I grew up. My family's owned the hardware store here for 3 or 4 generations in this small town, and so this desk my dad actually worked at. My aunt and uncles and grandfather worked at it at some point. So I got it, and I got it out of the store and brought it here and put it in my library. And so I write here in comfort on the laptop, but most of the video and design and Photoshop and editing work, graphics work I do on that computer there. And then here's another wall of books. The top shelf is film books, all kind of film books. I highly recommend the Film Club. That's a great book if you like film. The others are really good too. Most of them are how-tos. Then this little area here are books people, friends, and have signed for me, and given me over the years. And then just everything else is just sort of mixed in. There's Max. What's up, Max? And just some big-ass Webster dictionaries there, and some Kafka. and James Joyce. All kind of cool things. So this is it, my library writing room. Pretty cool. This is where I'm spending the majority of my life, and I love it here. One other thing, I've got this this radio that I love. I think that actually came out of the old hardware store way back when. And then this curio cabinet that's actually belonged to my grandmother has some Raymond Chandler replicas of the first editions, and you see Bogey in the background right there. Then some Maltese Falcon and Dashiell Hammett books, and there's the Maltese Falcon itself. I wonder if I open that, if that would help you see it a little better. So Chandler, Hammett, more Chandler, more Hammett, more Noir in this nifty little curio cabinet that belonged to my grandmother. So that is it. Thanks for spending a little time with me in my writing room. I'm going to say goodbye for now and get back to writing.